right, everybody, welcome to the very first episode of On the Road with Eric Smith. And today, we're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the racing capital of the world. Woo! All right, everybody, behind me, guess what we have? That's right, Indy 500 race car drivers. No, not really. They're just the fans. And they're here to meet the drivers. They're going to be getting their autographs. Let's go talk to some of these people and see who their driver is. Hello. So we're doing a video. We know you guys are getting autographs. Who's your driver? Who are you guys seeing today? Anybody want to chime in? Who's your favorite driver? All right, let's give this guy. So my name's Eric Smith. Nice to meet you. What's your name, sir?
Todd.
Tom, and who are you here to see?
Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon. He's actually the first table, I believe. So, yeah. Is this your first time at the 500?
No, I've been coming for years.
Awesome. So we got a Scott Dixon fan, and he's getting his autograph today. Let's go talk to some other people. Thank you, sir. You guys want to do a video real quick? I want to know who your driver is, man. Who are you here for?
Well, this is my first year, but I'm here for Power now because my girlfriend supports Power. So.
Oh, awesome. What's your name?
Aiden.
Nice. I'm Eric Smith. Nice to meet you, sir. And it's going to be a really cool event. All the drivers are going to be here, so.
I've already had a very good time so far. It's something that I really enjoy. I think I'll be back next year, probably get some passes or something like that, come to more events. Perfect.
Yeah, that's amazing. So glad to hear you love it. We're here to have a good time as well. So we've got different people, different things, and everybody's here to have a good time. I've got a special treat for you today. As you can see, I'm sitting in the seat where the man Alex Palou is going to be sitting, and we're going to meet and see all of the drivers for the Indy 500 race here in May. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Check it out. This is where all the drivers are going to be sitting. They're going to be doing autograph sessions for special fans and veterans. We're inside the Be the One area for the American Legion. And of course, Be the One is the mission of the American Legion. Been a really big mission for the past 2 years, and it's about preventing veteran suicide. It's about changing lives and saving lives. So it's a really good mission. It's a really important mission. The crazy thing about it, we've had more veteran suicides than we have combat deaths in the past 20 years. And that is just, if you look at the statistics, it is crazy. I believe one person told me it's 22 a day we lose due to veteran suicide. We've got to stop this. So the drivers are all behind of Be the One in the mission. And we're going to have some fun, and we're going to meet these guys. Woo! invite veterans and non-veterans. We're inside the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Check it out. You know what that is? Let's go have a look. And we got Bigfoot at the race. Who doesn't like monster trucks? Look how freaking big this thing is. Everybody remembers Bigfoot. Monster truck rallies. Totally amazing to see Bigfoot here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Got the Firestone truck here as well. And this is where a lot of the booths and vendors and whatnot will be set up for the race. Of course, you can see down there, you got the kid zone. That's going to be a fun little thing for the kids to have activities in. And this is actually behind the stands, as a lot of people will be coming in from this way, making their way to the seats and stands areas. Pretty amazing though. Let's check some more of this Bigfoot out. Let's get a front end view of Bigfoot. Just imagine this big monster coming at you. What are you gonna do? Look how wide these tires are. They're wider than my body. Look at this. Wider than my freaking body, right? Squish you. Just amazing. Look at this. All these. Let's take a good look inside here. Just freaking amazing. That's inside Bigfoot, everybody. Just absolutely amazing. Bigfoot motor. You can see it. Look at that monster. If the truck itself isn't a monster, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Hit your comments below. Tell me what you think about Bigfoot. Like monster trucks, like Indy car, like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Doing so will help me bring amazing videos like this and give you guys access to places you guys probably wouldn't be able to go. So I'm able to do that for you. And as always, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the likes. I only wish to serve you and entertain you and show you guys some amazing things on the road. All right, welcome everybody. We've got our first victim here who's going to answer some questions for us for our very first episode of On the Road with Eric Smith. So to our viewers, ma'am, introduce yourself.
My name's Debbie Ackerley. I'm from Indianapolis. I've been here 11 years.
Oh, wow. So what are your duties here at the track?
Well, I work pits and garage area. I have to make sure everybody has a credential. If they don't have a credential, of course, they can't come in. I'm just trying to keep all of our fans safe. That's what we're here for, is a safety patrol.
So, okay, so anybody here, they have to have special access to get in?
Into the pits and garages, yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So pass like this then, correct?
Exactly, yes.
So What do you anticipate for this year's qualifications and race?
I would like to see a record broke, but I don't think they will. But they go pretty fast here. 220, 225. I think we'll see something.
So good weather permitting, how long does the actual 500 lap? How long is the race?
It's about 2.5 hours. Except, were you here last year?
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
I live within a mile from here, but
it rained.
The traffic, yeah.
Yes. I worked 18 hours that day.
Oh, wow.
But hey, it's worth it. You know,
yeah,
to see
absolutely.
The fans have a good time, and they usually do. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Have you encountered anything dangerous in your time here?
No, not really.
Never, like any debris from the race cars? No close calls?
No, I haven't. I'm sure some people have.
Yeah.
The only thing, I used to work stands. We did have a gentleman fall and really hurt himself bad.
Oh, wow.
But, that had a little alcohol involved, too. So.
Yeah, I imagine most of the incidents have maybe been around the heat. Like people just passing out from heat.
Yes, we've had a few of those. That's another scary.
And if anybody's coming to the race this year, stay hydrated, because that can always be a...
If you can't find water, find a yellow shirt. They will get you water.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on the show. Yes. And we'll get to the next victim.
Shout out to all the veterans. We appreciate everything.
Chevrolet Corvette. Looks like there's 6 or 7 of these. Just amazing vehicles by Chevy. I really love the body styles of the Corvette. This color on these Corvettes is super sick. I love the wheels. Just a really nice looking car. If you love sporty cars, fast cars, American made, Chevy Corvette is definitely one option for you. We're here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of course, up ahead is the pit area, and we're walking through the pits. We're seeing a lot of the drivers today. We've met some of them, some of their crew working in action along pit row. And of course, the famous bricks that you see a lot of the drivers kiss once they cross that finish line there. These bricks have been here a long time, and you'll see a lot of the IndyCar drivers and NASCAR drivers as well kissing these bricks once they finish the race and win each particular race, whether it's the Indy 500 or the Brickyard 400. But we're here for the Indy 500 this year. See a lot of the tires here that are ready to be thrown on the cars at any given moment. Of course, the crews always tracking information, recording information, and sharing that information with the drivers. Firestone is one of the big brand tires here. You see a lot of the crews making sure they get the proper air for their cars, so they can be as quick as possible throughout the race. See some of the drivers being interviewed, and actually I believe they're being interviewed up there. But it's pretty amazing. This is what it's like going down pit row. You get to see a lot of the crews in action. See one of the cars here. It's a Chevy. Tell by the emblem up there on the top of the car, where the guy's reaching down inside the compartment for the driver. So this is a Java House sponsored car. It's a Splenda. You just see the crew looking at the car, discussing what needs to be done. A lot of the crews are making adjustments, tweaking out the cars, and taking in information about how they're going through each lap. And each lap is 2.5 miles around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So there's a lot of variables that come into play, a lot of information that needs to be shared and displayed, and then the crews and mechanics taking in all their reports and information about what they need to do. So it's a pretty amazing setup here in pit row for each crew. Each crew has their own standards, tools, and equipment, different tasks. Each member of the crew is responsible for a particular thing with the car, whether that be refueling the car when the driver comes in, throwing on new tires, getting the car jacked up to remove the tires. So there's a lot of teamwork, a lot of team effort. Of course, they want to get their drivers out as quickly as possible so that driver can get back in the race and not get back at any time. So a lot of things go on. You see a lot of different people walk in, enjoying the qualifications here. You see one of the drivers here getting his helmet on. He's driving a Chevy as well, and he's getting ready to get inside his car. The number 90. He's got Firestone tires, and they're just getting him ready. He's probably going to about go into run the track, see how his car's doing, track his time. That way each driver can get qualified for the race that they're here for. You have their managers giving them instructions, some of the pit crew and mechanics making final adjustments, getting different body parts on, making sure that everything is in good order. You know, this is a profession, so they know what they're doing, and they want to make sure it's right. A lot is on the line for these teams. Of course, they want to perform well for their sponsors, and of course, do well for their fans. All these drivers have goals as well as their teams, their pit crews, and they want to do their very best, and they try very hard, and there's a lot of work in it. There's a lot of stress involved too because of the pressure, but once they're in action, they definitely can make it happen. You know, anything happens in a race. You know, you have weather conditions, you have debris on the track, you have other accidents and whatnot, so anything can happen. Anybody can win at any given moment. If you get out in a good time, good fashion, you know, get the new tires, car refueled, that can make a big difference. So each crew works very hard. They know their job, know their assignments, and they just make it happen. And then when it's over and said and done, they go over, they probably have an after-action report and discuss where they could improve for the next time. Because I imagine the cars will come in several times throughout each race, making adjustments, getting refueled, putting on new tires. And they're constantly talking. There's a lot of information that's being come in, and a lot of information that's being shared. Not only shared, but recorded as well. So they're always working for improvements, seeing what's going to work best, and then they just go from there and make it happen. See a lot of the fans here on pit row, walking, taking in all the activities of the different cars. You have the number 21 car here, Splenda Java House Chevrolet. Looks like they're getting, I don't know if they're, yeah, it looks like their driver is in the vehicle. And they're probably talking over a few things before he takes off. They probably have him fueled up, ready to go, and anything they're doing now at this moment is probably just coaching and maybe a few minor adjustments on the body, and looks like the hood is already closed up. So they're probably just coaching him, making sure they stay on track with their goals and that type of thing, while the crew just takes it in and make sure they're ready for the upcoming event with the driver getting on the track. You see some of the body parts here for the front end and then the spoilers for the rear of the car. Of course, they have their tires. Looks like they use Firestone tires. I'm not sure if that's an official tire of the race this year, but you can see how big these tires are. They're pretty wide, and these cars need a lot of traction because they're going at high rates of speed. You're talking about over 200 miles per hour each lap, so you really need good tires that are going to get you good traction. You don't want any sliding or anything like that. And you can see they're a lot different than normal street tires for cars. These seem to be more flat, but that's because they're geared for the track. They're designed for the track that they're on. That's why they're made a little bit different. But they got a lot of air in it. They're pretty solid tires, and they're good for the cars. Helps them with getting faster times and better traction. So that's why you see a lot of these drivers, they'll come in, get fresh tires thrown on. It just helps them maintain and be a better consistent car with their times and what they're trying to do as they progress through the race. We got AJ40 Racing here. We got AJ40 Racing here. It's a Chevy. Looks like the driver's already in, and he is preparing to take off. The cars are heading out now to run their time. So we're going to see what is going to happen and transpire. They're working their way off pit row, heading out. Several cars have already made their way out to the track, and they'll be progressing. These laps are 2.5 miles, so they'll be going over 200 miles per hour each lap, well over. You'll be hearing the cars humming and buzzing as they go around, making their way back. You'll see more cars getting off to the track, and they're going to be focusing on their times. All these teams are really excited, and of course they're gearing their way as they inch closer to race day. A lot of these crews, they want to perform well. They know that the times are very important. The mechanics, the body, the wheels and tires, everything on these cars has a specific function and plays a significant role in what each team is trying to accomplish. These pit crews, the faster they can get the car fueled, make any minor adjustments in new tires, the quicker these drivers can get out and perform their very best. It helps maintain times, it helps pick up on time, but if you get something that takes a little bit longer, that can really hurt a driver. You can see some of these cars it takes to qualify so they can get better polling positions